and putting it out to the world. Correct? Yes. So there's more to distilling plants, but we're distilling our spirits. We're distilling our information. We're distilling our resources and multiplying that out to the world through the D.Gary Young Living Foundation. So it was very exciting. But folks, it always starts someplace. And this was a photograph of one of my teachers in 1991, Mr. Henry Bayou, up in the High Alps in France. And I was his first and only student in the art of distillation. This is a terracotta clay distillery I found in Taxila, Pakistan. It was carbon dated 350 BC. I spent several years looking for it, and when I found it, the curator of the museum didn't even know what it was. This was my second distillery that I built. The first one are the first two kettles on the bottom that I started with in 1990. 1991, I added two more kettles to the top to get more volume. Can you imagine? This is the beginning of Young Living. We started distilling just a little bit. When I built those schools in Durango, Mexico, it was just a little bit. Now we're in Ecuador, we're in Nepal, we're in Africa. Do you think we're going to stop there? You're right, we're not. We're going to keep distilling and we're going to keep growing just like this was a dream. I'm on an airplane going to London, 1992, and I got to have a bigger distillery. So I sat with the minute pad at 40,000 feet and bumping, and I drew out my next distillery. And there it is. This distillery, you might have seen it down at the farm. How many have been down to the farm? Yeah. How many are going? Yeah. All right, it's on display down there in the distillery. But that is the most famous distillery in Young Living because it went all the way to Hollywood. And if those of you who saw the movie The Patriot with Steven Seagal, that was on the set. This was the first distillery I started training on back in 1991. It's down at the Mona Farm. This was the first distillery in St. Mary's, the first stainless steel vertical distillery in all of North and South America. And there's our distributors at our 1993 or 94 convention. All 257 of you. So we started with just a little bit, and now look at what we're at last night. How many were in the stadium last night? Woo! Wow! Was that a feeling and a half? Absolutely fantastic. All right? So again, we always have to start someplace and then we grow, but we never quit growing. Okay? Because you're a Royal Crown Diamond, you've made it to the top. Where are some of our Royal Crown Diamonds? There we are. There we are. When you get to what they call the top, that's when you really put the pedal to the metal and go. Okay? Because you've learned enough, you've experienced enough, that now you know how to do it, right? And it's the same with the distillery. It took me a while to learn how to do it right. That's St. Mary's today. Okay? We never quit improving. We never quit building. We never stop. Because the minute you stop, you're nothing. You're forgotten. You're swept under the rug. You're put in an old folks' home. Right? You don't stop. This is the first distillation at the farm in Mona in 1995, 96. The first distillation in Mona, 1996. You've been there. You see what the world's largest distillery at Mona, Utah, in your backyard. This was the beginning of Ecuador. This is when I was building, I had to build the boiler there because you can't buy one. We had to build everything in Ecuador from scratch. There was my first cooker I built in Ecuador, ready to go. This is our distillery in France. There's distilling lavender. My partner Jean Noel. This is how the old distillery looked like. That's our new distillery in France as of last year. 24,000 liter stainless vats. Our distillery that we have in Israel, where we're doing sample studies and testing and research and looking at all the possibilities of the future there. This was the distillery I'm putting in at Highland. How many have been to the Highland Farm? Wow, what an experience. Yeah. Building cookers. Now we got to keep growing. We got to keep going. Okay, we're going to have a motto. Keep growing and keep going, right? The distillery in Fort Nelson. How many have been to Fort Nelson? Yeah. Did you love it? Was it the best? Ah, fantastic. And there's down in the bottom where's the separators in Fort Nelson. Boy, this is the love of my life, and I was so grateful I was able to stop there with the sled and the dogs coming down. This is when I was distilling frankincense in Spain. This is filling the firebox in Morocco. This is our distillery in Taiwan. This was my next step, was automating the distillery in Highland Flats. And Young Living owns the only GC in the world that contains 3 columns. We continue to innovate and improve and grow, and this is the GC in the lab in Ecuador at the Young Living Farm. 3 columns. So we can do more analytical analysis, we can break the chemicals apart more efficiently for less money than having to buy 3 GCs. The first time it was ever done, and Allergent told me when I told them what I want to do, we will void your warranty. Who cares? We don't need them no more. We created something better and greater. So folks, this is my thing that I wish to leave with you. Whatever we do, wherever we're going, whatever we say, let's make this a New Year's resolution, even though we're 6 months late. But some would say that, Gary, you're a little bit late. But I'm saying, no, we're 6 months early because we're not at the end of the year. Okay? But let's do this. Let's look at how we distill the feelings from our heart out to others. Let's look at how we distill the words from our mouth out to others. Let Young Living be the example and the model for the world of compassion, love, integrity, joy, happiness, and all the beautiful things that make this world a better place to live. We have something special. We have something to believe in because we're real. We're real. And what we do is real. We don't make up marketing stories too big. But we have something that no one else in the world has, and no one else in the world ever will have. What you all have that's sitting here this day, and 1.7 million active distributors worldwide has. You have the best. And it's because you are the best, and you deserve the best. You get the best. And I could not do this by myself. You saw my sketch. You saw my little distillery. That's what I did by myself. But since then, since all of you came to Young Living, look at what we've been able to do now and how we've been able to grow. You heard Dr. Mike on the stage last night talk about science. That we're putting science into it. We're putting the facts behind what we say to prove to the world that we are the best. Yes, and it'll continue to be. So, folks, thank you so much for all that you've done, all that you're doing, and continue to do to spread the mission and the word of Young Living to those who are in need and to the world. Thank you for all your support, emotionally, financially, spiritually, every part of it. We love you. On behalf of Mary and I and my beautiful team at the office, we thank you. We love you. God bless and have a great weekend. Thank you, thank you.